What is up, toy fans? It's Brad and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to film this quick intro because this is a slightly different type of video than you're used to. In fact, this is kind of a companion piece to my previous video, which was called Get to Know the One Man Toy Show. If you haven't checked that video out already, please do so. Links are in the description. Shameless promotion aside, the reason that I actually mentioned that video is because in that video, I showed you some short clips of my personal toy collection. Now, when I was doing the final cut of that video, a lot of that toy footage ended up being heavily edited or just being edited out completely. Now, instead of letting that B-roll waste away on my IMAX hard drive, I figured, why not cobble together a brand new video featuring the unedited bonus footage along with some audio commentary by yours truly. Now, this isn't a complete collection video by any means, but I know many of you have inquired about that, so I figured this would tide you over until that day comes, and it'll give you a closer, in-depth look at specific parts of my collection, especially my Simpsons collection. You're going to see an unhealthy amount of Simpsons collectibles in this video. And most importantly, if you like this type of content, let me know because I can definitely film more collection videos like this in the future. So without further ado, on with the show. Okay, so here we go. This is actually the backdrop where I film most of my YouTube videos, and it's a mix of new and vintage, mostly Masters of the Universe figures. You can see a couple of Black Star figures in there, and some of the giant Masters of the Universe figures that Mattel released, as well as some Funko items. It's just a nice mixture of and a variety of the stuff that I collect. And of course, here is my vintage Dragon Walker, and yes, this is actually my childhood Dragon Walker that I had as a kid, and the He-Man figure there is also my childhood He-Man. And I loved the Dragon Walker as a kid. It was just a fun vehicle. I didn't have a whole lot of the vehicles growing up, but this is one of them, and I really enjoyed playing with it, and miraculously it still works after all these years. I didn't have this as a kid. I actually picked this up at a Dallas toy store at Jaden's Toys and Collectibles, and this is a laser bolt vehicle, and it's actually sealed in box. I was surprised that he actually gave me a great deal on it. I think I paid like $20 for this because he was actually a big fan of MOTU back in the day, so we kind of struck up a conversation about collecting, and he let me have this awesome vehicle for a great deal. And here's the attack track. I also got this at Jaden's Toys a couple of years ago. It's the same day I got the laser bolt. And again, he gave me a fantastic deal on this. The box is beat up, but you can see it came with the box and the instruction booklet. I never had a attack track growing up. I loved the attack track. I always wanted one. So I was very happy to actually finally pick this one up and add it to my collection. And here's a nice close-up of the instruction booklet. And these are actually just some vintage Masters of the Universe stamps. And of course, these are just like little figurines with stamps at the bottom. And these are figurines of Stinkor, Cyclone, and Spikor. I never had these originally, but I picked these up at a con. I think I got them for like a couple of dollars each. And I just kept them in the vintage packaging because it looks so cool. Being a big fan of Marvel Comics from a very young age, I was very happy and excited when Toy Biz at the time started releasing these Marvel Legends figures. They had never really paid a proper tribute to the characters in toy form before Marvel Legends. Even though these Marvel Legends were most likely designed for kids, They definitely had the collector in mind when they were making these. And you can tell they were targeting comic collectors specifically, just by virtue of the fact that they actually included a replica comic in with each figure. And these Superpowers figures, I don't have many. I only have these 4. I don't typically buy vintage carded action figures, but sometimes when you find a really great deal, you just have to jump on it. And of course, that's the Penguin, Joker, Robin, and Batman. As you can see, I got these at my Second & Charles. That's a Second & Charles sticker, and they only cost $30 each. Which I thought that was an amazing price, because I've seen just one of these figures go for, you know, almost $100 or more. This is one of the shelves in the staging area where I film my videos. And this is just a random collection of stuff. That's a vintage Stay Puft figure. And then I've got like a Batman Beyond bust back there, as well as some Nightmare Before Christmas Diamond Select figures. It's just a fun shelf that shows the variety of stuff that I have in my collection. Now, this is some of the Playmates Toys Simpsons action figures that I have. And these are specifically the dioramas, the boxed dioramas. And then at the very top, running along the ceiling, is a collection of the carded Playmates figures. I have all of the Playmates Toys Simpsons figures in box and on card. I need to get a few more duplicates so I can open them up so I'll have a complete loose collection. At this point, I'm pretty satisfied with saying it's like 99.9% complete. There's also some Futurama action figures from Moore's Action Collectibles and some Funko Futurama plushes there, as well as a 25-inch Bender fighting Godzilla, and a couple of Homer Simpson knockoff figures as well. And here's a close-up shot of the Simpson dioramas in box. And you know, these aren't in the greatest shape, but I'm happy. I'm just happy to have these in my collection. There's a crusty Jack-in-the-Box. And on the left, you can see some Futurama bendables that were released by Dark Horse as well. Each Simpsons figure had a voice chip in the bottom of their foot, and you could plug them into the diorama, and when you did that, they would actually say a phrase or one of their catchphrases from the show. And welcome to the Simpsons bathroom. I actually have a second, it's like a half bath in my house. It's basically just a sink and a toilet. And of course, you can see there's more Playmates Simpsons action figures. The figures on the red cards were released by NECA. And as you can see, hanging from the ceiling, there's a couple of Itchy and Scratchy inflatables, and those are hanging in front of a vintage Simpsons poster. And on this windowsill, you can just see a variety of Simpsons stuff. Ornaments, bendies, Pez dispensers, silly putty, cologne, shampoo, keychains, vehicles, and soap on a rope. And here's a shot of some more of the both of the NECA and the Playmates figures, as well as this hard to find Stephen Hawking figure that actually includes the voice of Stephen Hawking. And yes, even more Playmates figures here lining the ceiling. I have some Homer Simpson lights hanging. Here's just a shot of the lights turned on there. And here's some more of the Simpsons figures, a patch, and some Simpsons keychains, as well as a McBain poster on the left here. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of The Simpsons, a few years ago, NECA released a series of figures that spotlighted the celebrities that guest starred on the show over the years. I love the Stan Lee one. That one's one of my favorites. And then as you pan down, you can see this vintage talking Bart Simpson doll, which is pretty awesome. And here's just a shot of the random stuff here that adorns the sink in the bathroom, as well as this 4-foot-tall stuffed Homer that hangs out in here as well. For the Simpsons doll, Homer Simpson's Rubik's Cube, a squeeze toy, a radio, a wind-up toy, a Lisa doll, a Burger King cup, a Playboy magazine featuring a Marge Simpson centerfold. You know, just the random assortment of Simpsons merchandise that you'd expect to see in a Simpsons bathroom. So there you have it, one-man fans. That is a wrap on this collection presentation. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time, right here on the One Man Toy Show.
Bake 'em away, toys.